prop firm trading still worth it in 2025? Or are there new challenges, changing rules, and shifting markets making it impossible to actually succeed? Well, by the end of this video, you will know if prop firm trading is still the best path to success for traders like you. And I'll also be sharing something big that you can be doing in 2025 that'll absolutely make or break your trading journey. After 8 years in trading and 3 years in the trading game where I've actually been funded $800,000, and here at Blue Edge Financial, we've also helped 1,000 of our members get funded with prop firms, you could say that I've seen it all. So I'm going to give you my unfiltered, honest opinion on where I think prop firms stand in 2025. We'll break down the pros, the cons, any major updates in 2025, and then the secret to thriving in this ever-changing industry. So stay tuned till the end. So first, let's have a look at what has changed over the years in prop firm trading. Now, over the last few years, prop firm trading has exploded with hundreds of new firms coming into the space and offering funded accounts to traders. But because of this, prop firms have been making major changes to protect themselves. Now, if you just go back to a couple of years ago when you had the three big players, FTMO, My Forex Funds, True Forex Funds, it was simpler times, right? We had very simple rules across the board. Prices were very simple, but then we had regulators coming in and we had the My Forex Funds going down. That was the first that we saw with regulators coming in and closing things down. And that kind of started the shift in people changing, in companies changing. And we saw a lot of companies also coming into the space, and they're almost every week, it feels like there's new companies, new prop firms coming into the space because it's a very attractive business model for these guys to come in and basically make a ton of money. Now, we've seen a lot of changes in terms of profit targets, drawdowns, and fees. Now, many firms have adjusted their targets. For example, while 8% pretty much remains the standard, prop firms are now enforcing much stricter daily drawdown limits and other soft rules too, which is what we're talking about next. We're talking about soft rules versus hard rules. Now, back in the past, we just saw hard rules. There was your main rules, and that was about it. But recently, we're seeing a lot more soft rules come into play. And these are things like limiting how much you can actually trade or how much you can actually make in terms of profit. They are now saying that if you are going too aggressive, you are a gambler type trader, and they don't want people that are gambling. They are essentially now limiting the profit you can make and limiting the amount you can actually trade with. So the lot sizes and things like that, these are the soft rules that are coming into play. And the reason it's soft is because a lot of this stuff is not explicitly explained in their terms. You might find it in the writing somewhere, but it's not very clear. And they use this to either fail you or not pay you out when you get to withdrawals. Now, here's a quick example. Imagine you risk 5% to make 5%. There's no way that any prop firm today will allow this, or very few at least, because they see this as gambling. And this shift has made it very difficult for traders who do like to trade a little bit more aggressively. Now, we all understand how these prop firms work. They make money when we fail. And I think they got to a point where traders were getting better at passing the prop firm challenges, and they were essentially paying out more people than they wanted to. This is the kind of thing we saw with the funded trader, where they eventually shut down. They have opened up again, but they were essentially owing too many traders money. So they needed to start looking for reasons to fail people. And this is kind of where we find ourselves now. You are passing a challenge, you are maybe getting to your funded account, you're getting to your payout, but then you're going to start getting, things where they start interviewing, they're asking questions, and they're trying to find as many reasons not to pay people. And this is just the business model. This is just how it is, right? And this doesn't happen all the time. It is happening more often, but it is something that we need to kind of be aware of, because they are essentially making money when we fail. And we have to remember that that's how this business model works. Let's just have a look at some pros and cons when it does come to trading with prop firms now. So some of the pros are, I think, the same pros as we've always had with prop firms, and that is low capital, high potential, right? With anywhere from about $100 to $500, you can get an account worth $25 to $100, or even in some cases $200,000 just by investing that $200, $300, $400, $500. So this leads to the next one, which is no personal risk. And this is in particular once you've actually got funded, right? You are using the prop firm's capital to make your profit. And the third one is a supportive environment. Many prop firms now offer better tools than they used to. They help out with analytics, and a lot of them even have a lot of training material on their sites that you have access to. Now, I do think this is just a selling mechanic because, like I said, they benefit when we fail. So it does seem weird that they are giving us all the tools to help us benefit. There is a bit of a disconnect there, but it still is a pro because they are offering us that information and tools like those. So it is still a pro. Now let's just have a quick look at some of the cons. Obviously now we're seeing much stricter rules. As mentioned before, soft rules and much stricter enforcement is now becoming the norm, making it much harder to stay compliant. The next one is profit splits. While most prop firms are still offering 80% profit split or thereabouts, it does still get very difficult when you actually make a decent amount of money. Let's say you hit an 8 or 10% in a couple months and you ask for that profit split. They are definitely going to find as many reasons as they can to try and not pay you, right? So yes, they are talking about profit splits, but at the end of the day, they are not splitting any profit because these are not real accounts. This is a demo account that you are trading on, so there is no real profit. So for them to be calling it a profit split still annoys me, but the point is it makes it very easy for them to just deny it because they're not actually making that split. So this is one con that I definitely wanted to touch on. And the last one I want to look at is psychological pressure. Because the rules have got so difficult and you're trading under such tight constraints, it does affect your psychology. And this brings in, silly mistakes and you doing things that you maybe wouldn't do on a smaller account. So the question remains, is it worth trading with prop firms in 2025? Well, the answer is, I think it depends on your approach. To thrive with prop firms in 2025, I think you have to be able to adapt as a trader. Here's what I think will work in 2025. You have to be able to master risk management. I think you have to be able to keep your risk below at least 2%, 1% being the sweet spot. And then combined with this, you want to be looking for a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. I think that again is the sweet spot. You're risking 1% or 2% to make 2 or 4%. The next one is play the long game. Because these prop firms now are offering unlimited time, I think this is something we have to use to our advantage. I don't think we should be chasing the quick wins. I think even if you do fail a challenge, you use that as experience. You understand what they're looking for, how they want you to trade, and you just start adapting. And that's what we talked about it. Adapting is the key to success in 2025. The longer you are trading with prop firms, the more you understand the rules and the better you will get at succeeding. The next one is leveraging prop firm knowledge. You have to stay informed about what rules prop firms are trading. So if you are with a prop firm and they are making changes, make sure you are always informed. Stick on their Discord channel. Make sure you're connected to all of their socials. So whenever anything changes, you are in the know and you know what's happening, because these sorts of changes can very easily catch a trader off guard. The next one is using automation or some system that can help put the edge in your favor. Trading bots and EAs are a great tool to use with prop firms because there are a lot of prop firms that allow EAs. You've just got to make sure you're sticking to the rules, because these EAs allow you to trade systematically while still making sure you are sticking to all of the rules. This automation also helps eliminate any stupid decisions you might make, because psychologically it gets very difficult. And this in turn will help you scale efficiently. And this is the exact approach we take here at Blue Edge Financial, and why we've had so much success getting members of our community funded with prop firms. We have now got 1,000+ members in our community funded using our EA called TitanX, along with our prop farming blueprint. And this blueprint is set in place to show you exactly what you need to do, so that all you need to do is essentially just hit play and let the numbers play out. So before I carry on talking about our incredible system, I do want to just say, what is the secret about prop firm trading? The secret is that they are essentially rooting for you to fail, because that's how the model works. Because at the end of the day, every time you restart a new challenge because you failed, you're paying them more money. The whole system is designed for them to profit when we, the traders, fail. But like I mentioned before, there is a way to win, and that is through consistency. Stay consistent with your system. Now, we are staying super consistent with our system, even more so than we have in the past, because we've now introduced a hedge bot as part of our system, which essentially means even that little bit that we are investing into actually paying for a prop firm, our hedge bot now is recovering even if we fail. So that means, for example, if I were to take a $500 challenge and fail it, as long as I have my hedge bot running, I'm going to make that 500 back on a real live account that I can then just take that 500 and reinvest it back into the prop firm. And this way, the prop firms don't care because they're still getting their 500s. So we can take that prop firm challenge as many times as we want until we actually get funded. So it essentially makes it a completely risk-free system to getting funded. And this is what makes our system so powerful. So if you're asking me, as someone who uses this incredible system, is it still worth trading prop firms in 2025? My answer is heck yes, because this system will ensure that you are getting funded and you are getting payouts. Now, if you are interested in this system and you are interested in taking a look at what I'm talking about, make sure you go to www.propfarming.com. All the information is there. There's actually a demo video that you can watch that gives you everything you need to understand how this system works. There's a link in the description that will lead you to www.propfarming.com. And for everyone else, I think it is still worth trading prop firms, but it has got more difficult. So you have to make sure you have a system that you know has an edge. I'm not just talking about trading. I'm talking about an edge on the prop firm industry. You've got to find a way to get on top. So if you are successful and you do find yourself with a good system, I would say make sure you are not going too big, stay consistent, look for smaller targets, and you should be able to stay under the radar. And that's it from me, guys. I think prop firm trading is definitely still worth it. Now, if you want to see exactly what I'm talking about in action as well, I'm going to leave this video right here where you can go over and have a look. Joe and Adam did an incredible video talking about everything to do with our incredible system there as well. So with that being said, guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more content on this incredible system. And with that being said, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.